Hey, it's Chris. I know I'm unshaven. I have a sweatshirt, although my favorite sweatshirt on. But I wanted to get this to you because I think it's important, and I thought video was the best way to do it. So, on Friday night, Donald Trump is found liable for $83.3 million in damages over his defamation of Jean Carroll regarding her allegations that he had raped her in the 1990s. Okay, so I think there are three main takeaways. Number one, this is obviously redemption for Jean Carroll. She has been at this for a very long time. Very few people in Donald Trump's life hold him accountable, to be totally honest. It doesn't happen all that often. And in this case, it did happen. She, last year, won a case in which he was found to be able to be held liable, make sure I get it right, able to be held liable for sexual assault, and there was a $5 million penalty. This is the defamation part of that lawsuit and an $83 million penalty. I think it's important to recognize that that is unlike many other times that Donald Trump has dealt with this sort of thing. There were almost 24 sexual assault allegations against him in the run-up to the 2016 election, and he said he was going to sue all those women because it was false. He never sued any of them, but none of them, with the exception of Jean Carroll, have gotten the sort of retribution, to use a Donald Trump word. So that's point one. Point two is $83 million is not an insubstantial amount of money. I know that Donald Trump will appeal this. He's already said he will appeal it. I know that that will extend and delay him having to pay. But if he does have to pay, he has a lot of debt coming due, and he is not that liquid. Most of his money is in buildings, right? He doesn't just have hundreds of millions of dollars of cash laying around. I've written about this before. I've talked about it before. I think I'm going to write about it again on my Substack because I think it's important to say, like, Donald Trump has a lot of debts coming due or money he owes. $83 million is not an insubstantial amount of money. And then point three, and I think this is, from a political perspective, probably the most important one. Hold on, I need this. Coffee. I think what this does is reinforce, for people only paying a little bit of attention, that Donald Trump's political life and Donald Trump's legal problems are deeply entangled and interwoven, right? You don't get one without the other. And I think we're going to keep seeing this throughout the campaign. I don't know if we're going to get verdicts on these 4 indictments that Donald Trump faces, 91 criminal charges. But I do think he's going to be in court, and there's going to be rulings, and there's going to be this and that and this and that. And I think that it's going to, throughout the campaign, throughout this, what looks like very long general election campaign, there's going to be lots and lots of legal entanglements that, I don't know if they trip him up, hamstring him, I'm not sure what the exact right word is to use, but that make his life a little more difficult. And candidly, like, if you are a suburban woman who's an unaffiliated voter, independent, and you see that Donald Trump has been found liable for $83 million in penalties for defaming a woman that he was found liable for sexually assaulting in the 1990s, like, that's not a great look if you're Donald Trump. I know that his base isn't going to abandon him. I get that. This is not going to change their view one whit. I get all that. But the most important voters are those unaffiliated, independent voters, women, suburban women, who might have voted for him in 2016, probably didn't in 2020, right? He needs to find ways to appeal to them. This strikes me as a way that he is not going to be appealing to them. So, you know, again, does it derail his campaign? No. Is it a reminder, though, of all the baggage and the weight that comes with nominating Donald Trump? I think so. Have a great weekend.